All right, and now we have the famous K.
Hello.
Welcome.
AP, I think he was trying to hint for you to kind of shuffle over, and you've let that other couple just leave.
I'm important.
Yeah, you
You'd
see
be
this?
less selfish if you were a Christian.
See, Christians can recognize this as narcissism, right? But we we want to
don't
love our atheist friends
Yeah.
in spite of their deeply seated character flaws.
Yeah.
We
And
have to
also
love them.
he's also here to bless us and to bless the channel and David Wood. So he has to stay here all the time. We need the blessing of the prophet.
Absolutely.
Peace be upon him. Yes.
I think AP is probably loving this, right?
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
really
yeah,
getting
why
the
not?
role.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So this side is the apostates, and he is our prophet. So we have
Yeah,
to
he's
support
our
him.
prophet.
So
We support
that's
him.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We're
he's
all
blessing.
apostates, aren't we? Are we all apostates? When we were born Muslim, allegedly, in the religion.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, I've thought it was funny. I thought it would be funny for a while if just everyone started putting ex-Muslim by their name, because it's so weird that they. Anytime you have someone who says, "Hey, I was a Muslim and I left Islam and converted to Christianity," or atheism, and look, here are pictures of me as a Muslim, and here's my family, and so on. Ha ha, liar! You were always a Christian, or you were always an atheist, and you've been paid by Jews to pretend that you were blah 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 blah. And they're like horribly resistant to the idea of anyone leaving Islam. When according to Islam, everyone started Muslim and everyone left Islam, and so it's just weird. So everyone should call themselves ex-Muslims, or we could come.
Apostasy of any known religion ever.
Yeah, no one has ever left a religion more than people have left Islam, according to Islam.
They're all horrible people.
Well, yeah.
Okay, isn't it like in the middle of the night over there in your fake country?
Yeah.
Did you say fake country?
When I was messaging you ages. No, it's not a fake country. It's the country that started your country, beat your former country, and pretty decent relationship with your birth country. So.
David talked for a while about how today we are celebrating the independence from British.
Yes, make America Great Britain. Yes.
Yeah, we got rid of the tyrant King George.
Yeah, well, I mean, we weren't too fussed on him either, but MAGA needs to be in it. It needs to be Make America Great Britain again, but I don't know where we're going to put you all. So you can stay where you are. You can definitely stay, AP. I mean,
what do British people think of Independence Day? Is it like, oh, I can't, we're still angry about that, or is it they just ignore it, or is it, hey, cool?
Yeah. The level of history that's taught in schools, I think when people think of Independence Day, they think great film, really realistic aliens. I feel like there's a UFO film.
Like AP, that's what he thought.
That's what I said.
I think, I'm pretty sure there was some tea thrown overboard somewhere and a big hissy fit over.
Yeah, that was funny. That was funny.
Coffee.
So the British showed up with their tea, and Americans were like, "Screw that! We drink coffee. We're Americans." And they threw all the tea in the water, and
yet we won. The thing is, we won.
Did you say you won?
Yeah, I feel like we definitely won with your north-south little conflict, and then you carried on fighting and repainted the White House. There was that one, and then we won because we quite liked tea. So we just went home and saved it all for ourselves.
Do you see how delusional British people are, ladies and gentlemen? I mean, they came over with like 1 million soldiers, the most powerful army in the world, and a bunch of hillbillies with pitchforks, drove them back into the water, destroyed them, and then just a few years later, we have to come save them, rescue them out of the kindness of our hearts. And if we hadn't come, you'd all be speaking German.
I'm just going to say Joe Biden. And I think we'll call it squits. I'm not sure that the voice of the American people is sane and rational right now. So
it's not. You got that right.
People, that's all right. Yeah, I won't say men and women because obviously, no one knows how to define them. But I mean, we can just bury our differences and tell people about Jesus, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. Now,
Other than that,
Kay, why don't you tell everyone? I guess I got to delete some more stuff here. Why don't you tell everyone a little bit about what you do? And it's cool because guys, people are just kind of jumping in at random. Anyone who gets the link is jumping in. But I wanted to have Kay on here for a while. But why don't you tell everyone what you do? So you're part of the whole speakers corner scene there.
yeah.
She's very
So
close.
I win debates at Speaker's Corner when anybody's silly enough to try, and they don't anymore, unfortunately. So yeah, I've been going there for must be about 3 years now. I work with SOCO. I also do online apologetics and polemics, and what else do I do? Theology at university. Semi. What's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, I'm not really down with Islam one bit whatsoever. I think that I thought I was going to talk about Hebrew Israelism when I started and atheism. Yeah. And then there's just far too much nonsense goes on at Speaker's Corner, including people getting arrested for being robbed. Traditionally, it's the perpetrator, you'll understand, but that's because you're in a country where on the surface it's still all working. But yeah, it's just absolute madness over a cartoon and some hurty words. So,
Were you the one who recorded Omar when he was showing that he had the Quran?
put that on my channel. Yeah, it was somebody else's footage, but they said to me to put it up. But he's been convicted for assaulting a policeman. He's always got a twinkle in his eye when he speaks to me, and he always talks about sex, obviously, because it's a largely peaceful, loving religion. But on the real side, he was handling stolen goods on the camera. He verbalized the fact that he was about to give it back to the thief. And when I brought this up I did a members only video when I spoke to a policeman last week and basically filled them in on the whole thing. And that it's just 6 minutes of the policeman saying, "Oh, I couldn't really make a call. Oh, I don't really. Well, I can't." Like even on points of law, he just couldn't bring himself to say anything. So, and also the treatment that Hatun received in the police station is above and beyond what anybody who's arrested for a non-trigger offence, something that's not drugs or violence related, doesn't need to be searched, doesn't need to have their glasses removed unless they have some suicidal ideation that they've verbalised. So it's gone from ostensibly removing the problem, as it were, you don't want to try to take out 200 people chanting "kill her," maybe you'll just remove the trigger for them. That's kind of reasonable, but not. Even though the Public Order Act says that this act can't be used for that, they always cite it incorrectly. But now it's just brazen. Whilst she was being manhandled out, they paused long enough for someone to hit her, as she was being frog marched out,
that is extremely messed up when you've got people in hold so that they can't even put their hands up to defend themselves from being hit, and then she's being hit. And her arms are down by her side, so she can't even put up her hand to protect her head from being hit.
I feel like it's accessory to battery, in as much as if I held somebody down while you hit them, we would both be arrested. It's also like a kind of kidnap and hostage situation, because they're not giving any reason, even though people repeatedly asked, "Why are you arresting her?" They could have said, "We're not arresting her, we're just keeping her safe for a moment." But that's not the case. They did arrest. They've arrested her many times. I just think it's really telling. Nigerians are being macheted, set on fire, raped, beheaded after being invited to Muslim debates and winning, most heinous stuff. And not to a man, not one of the Muslims that I speak to ever, will outright. They'll condemn Boko Haram, but not the ideology and not the verses that they use to justify themselves. But they want me to cry my eyes out over a book with holes in it. I mean, I like books. Don't get me wrong. I don't even like putting pencil marks in them. But if it's your book, crack on. Well done.
Yeah, and that's similar to what I was already saying earlier. It's like I regard some of what I do as silly. And an extremely low form of criticism, but it's like, this is the only thing you get in this situation, right? It's, hey, if you're saying, hey, we're going to go kill her, or we're going to murder you for this, or we're going to do this over cartoons, well, then I feel like if I'm not doing that, then I'm promoting what you're doing, right? I'm telling you that you can get your way through threats of violence and so on. And so, yep. So the upcoming batch of Qurans that Hatun's going to get is because of them.
Yeah. The other thing, David, is that I was thinking it when I was speaking to I think I said it to the police officer. The fact is that anybody else, almost on the planet, I reckon, not Nigeria or any persecuted country, any Western country, where a woman had been stabbed in the face, broken bones, like knocked unconscious, poked, prodded, dragged to the ground, had chance of kill her, like grown men and 12-year-old boys, obviously, surrounding her, intimidating and meaning to cause her harm, causing her alarm and distress, which is what the police often cite. There would be, there's no way that it would not be on the front of a newspaper somewhere, just for the sake of the novelty of what is this chick doing. But just nothing. There's a few 10-minute clips on semi-mainstream media, but not the ones that have the correct narrative that the government, puts forward.
Guys, just imagine if the situation were different. If this were a Muslim woman at Speaker's Corner in London, and that she had been hit, stabbed, her property repeatedly stolen, and then she's holding a Bible, and then Christians walk up to her, strong arm her, and then the police haul her to jail, strip search her, put her in a cell, take her glasses. It would be international news for the next 6 weeks, and 10 years down the road, we'd still be hearing about it as proof of the oppression of Muslims in Western nations.
Not to mention that her attackers, the guy who stabbed her, I don't know how much I ought to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. They had a fragment of the knife broke, thank God, in her, the scarf she was wearing. So they had his DNA, or fingerprint at least. They had his face because he was stupid enough to remove. We've got the most cameraed up city on the planet, I think.
They could find him.
They could have found him they could have found him by just looking at him through the car windshield and just driving very slowly, like some sort of Ealing comedy, along with him, because they were all there in the first place. The only reason there are police on the ground there now is because there are concerts going on. It's quite odd. I keep looking around thinking, there's another two. There's another, in London, you don't see them unless they're guarding something important or they're in the park. That's it.
They're always the protective group, isn't it? They always protect them. The Muslims are always the victims, even if they do whatever. Yeah, it's not
somehow
fair.
We've managed to have sex scandals like you wouldn't believe,